right, we got a clip from Colonel Davis and Colonel Macgregor, and it's in. Let's just get into it.
In fact, right now, I think from the Iranian perspective, they are being told either you submit unconditionally to what the Israelis demand. That's important to understand because the demands that President Trump has been making are not his. They never were. They are Israeli demands. So, what are they? No enrichment of any kind. You effectively have to dismantle your ballistic missile inventory so that you can pose no threat under any circumstances to Israel. And you can't have any friends or allies in the region with whom you cooperate. The Iranians are not going to do that. They're not going to surrender. And they know what surrender means. So, frankly speaking, I think they're in the mode of it's better to live on your knees than die standing up. So, I don't see any evidence that what President Trump is saying will happen. The other fact right now.
All right, so yeah, that's basically the Colonel McGregor saying the opposite of what they keep putting out in mainstream media, that the war is over, they're nothing. And if you have any memory, or if you're like probably 25 and up, you will know that's bullshit because we went to Iraq and Afghanistan. So if you can remember those two wars, it's the same thing. 20 plus years for what? Nothing. We're home and nothing happened. So to think that we're just gonna go to Iran, and those countries were smaller than Iran, those countries were weaker than Iran. That's why I'm mentioning them. So Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran will crush all of them. Iran will fight all of them and win easy. And we didn't have an easy time with them, and we was there for 20 plus years, 15 plus years, and end up leaving. So now when you hearing in the mainstream media that, oh, Iran is finished, and oh, it only took days, and oh, it's easy, how is that possible when we couldn't do it with their lesser forces? We couldn't even do it with the Houthis last year. Y'all know, y'all remember Trump saying, and it came out with the Houthis, we went to war with the Houthis, and we're going to crush them, and Yemen, the poorest country. And then 30 days later, Trump is like, oh, Houthis, they were stronger fighters than I expected. And we almost lost the plane. And all of these countries are weaker than Iran. So you got to know the propaganda. I just say that to know, to say you got to know propaganda. I didn't know propaganda. I used to believe everything, especially as a veteran and my combat tours. But now that I'm not in my early 20s, I got a chance to travel from Europe to Africa to Asia and spend times with German military and Italian military and Israeli militaries and various African militaries. Don't fall for propaganda, man. Please don't believe everything you hear. All right. So moving right along, we have heavy Israeli airstrikes on Iran's international airport tonight. Okay. All right, we got more videos. If you don't know, Israel has been complaining, saying that Iran is committing a war crime because they are launching cluster munitions or cluster warheads, that they're missiles that split up into the warheads. The missile splits up into multiple warheads, making it harder to shoot down and causing more damage over a widespread area. So here is some of the footage of what they have been complaining about and what a cluster munition looks like coming in. And as you can see, you can't shoot that down. That's pretty obvious. You ain't shooting all those munitions once they disperse down. Okay. And we got an official map now from the Department of War. The first 10 days of Operation Epic Fury. Right. And we have timelines down here. The war started, if you didn't know, February 28th. And goes all the way up to the first 10 days to March 9th. All American flags you see on this screen, if you can see it clearly, are American bases. So you can see we have American bases in UAE. We have American bases in Saudi Arabia. We have American bases in Bahrain and Qatar, which are getting fucked up the worst right now. These two bases right across from Iran, they have took a lot of damage. We have bases in Kuwait. This is where a soldier died as well, in Kuwait, from Kuwait. We have bases in Iraq, as you can see, Erbil, Baghdad. We have bases in Syria. We have bases in Israel. We have bases in Jordan. We have bases everywhere. Right? And then US and Israeli strikes. Now you can see all of these are all the strikes we have done in just 10 days. Look how red this map is. From the top of Iran, from Tabriz to the bottom of Iran. Strikes. And it's like covered too. All right. We have another update from President Trump, another sound bite, 10 seconds. I'm sure it should be interesting. 10-second sound bite.
Denied it, but they were very strongly involved in all of the people that died through the roadside bombs, died and are right now walking around with no legs, no arms. Denied it.
Okay, we got Trump saying he doing this for the troops and they'll be happy. All the troops that fought, that's amputees and served and had severe injuries will be happy right now because he's in Iran fighting the head of the snake, I guess, that taught the Iraqis or the Afghanis how to conduct these attacks. This is essentially what he's saying. Okay. All right. We have the Iran military spokesperson just dropped a bombshell. All right. And we have the Iranian spokesperson right here. And I will translate the words.
Allah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Hold on. Let's turn that off for sure. No one knows Arabic here. And in the name of God, the most compassionate, conditions in the region and occupied territories have become a siren to siren following Iran's smart attacks. Units of the armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran are carefully and methodically lying in ambush for American military personnel. Field observations indicate that the Zionist regime, by confining the residents of the occupied territories in the northern and central regions, is attempting to create human shield to protect its own military personnel. The managed rate of attacks by the Iranian armed forces through offensive actions is landing step by step and stage by stage on the enemy's hollow dominance. Oh, he's talking crap. And every single launch equals 80 impacts in various locations. American bases in the region and the occupied territories are witnessing the daily impact of Iranian missiles and drones. And at any hour and any minute that our armed forces dictate, our weapons will be dispatched toward those targets. And victory comes only from Allah, the Almighty. Oh, okay, Mr. Spokesman.